Hey everyone, so I recently realized that my workload is way too high, but that's not really something I can do much about, right? I have to maximize my productivity if I want to get anywhere in life, and chances are you feel the same exact way. That's why I decided to hire some freelancers to help me out. And since Upwork and Guru are two of the most well-known platforms for this sort of thing, I figured I'd compare them so that you guys can learn a thing or two about their pros and cons. So today, I'm going to be talking about my experiences on each platform and telling you about how they stacked up. So let's get into it. First things first, let's talk about pricing. This is something I was initially a bit concerned about because I know that I wouldn't just have to pay for the freelancers themselves, but also the transaction fees and commissions that each platform charges. The good news is neither platform was trying to suck my bank account dry or anything. On the contrary, however, I found their charges to be pretty reasonable. Although I do think that one of them is a bit better in this regard than the other. So let's start with Upwork, shall we? So Upwork has a pretty simple system for charging clients. We don't have to pay as much as freelancers, but there's a 5% fee on all transactions that you should know about. On top of that, you'll have to pay $4.95 for each new contract you initiate. So you might want to cut down on new contracts or try to maximize how much work you get out of a single contract. $5 isn't a whole lot, but it can add up in the long run. So I think it's best to keep new contracts to a minimum. Guru, on the other hand, seems to be a lot more convenient when it comes to pricing. Like pretty much all they charge is a handling fee, which comes up to 2.9% on payments. Oh, and by the way, if you pay using a wire transfer or an e-check, you can get 100% cash back. That essentially makes the platform free of any fees, which is pretty shocking to me, because I wasn't expecting to have such a stress-free experience. Overall, Guru deserves a 5 out of 5 in this department. They've done a great job of making the process really simple for clients, and their charges are at a rock bottom, honestly. Now, Upwork isn't exactly terrible when it comes to pricing, but it's much more expensive to use than Guru, so I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. But with that said, what types of freelancers can you find on each of the platforms? This sort of thing matters because you might want a particular freelancer that might not even be able on Upwork or Guru. One thing I'll say is that Upwork is way more diversified than Guru. So let's dig a little deeper into the types of jobs they specialize in. So for starters, Upwork has freelancers that offer 10,000 different skill sets and 13 different specializations to choose from. You can hire writers, accountants, AI specialists, customer service representatives, software developers, and even legal experts. That's a pretty comprehensive set of specialties, and I feel like Guru doesn't offer quite as much variety. But that's not to say that Guru is a one-trick pony or anything. Honestly, if it were up against any other platform, I'd say that Guru brings its A game in terms of diversity and talent. You've got programmers, writers, designers, and engineers all looking for their next gig. So you're pretty much set if your project involves any of those skills. But the thing is, you don't get as many different options on Guru as you do on Upwork. On top of that, Upwork has freelancers from 180 countries, which is twice as many as Guru. This really helped me find someone that aligned with my cultural values. It's not a deal breaker, but it's a nice thing to rely on, especially if you're looking to outsource customer support or something along those lines. Another thing that I noticed is the vast majority of Upwork freelancers, they had college degrees. Again, this might not be something you care about, but when you're looking for legal support or a business advisor, chances are you'd want someone that has a degree in that field. Fewer freelancers on Guru actually advertise their college degrees, so do what you want with that information. I'm thinking Upwork deserves a 5 out of 5 here. I found a more diverse talent pool that offered a higher quality of work over there. So anything less than a full score seemed unfair to me. As for Guru, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 here, because the lack of variety and the shortage of college-educated freelancers. Next up, let's take a look at the security features. I'll go ahead and say this, Upwork doesn't mess around when it comes to security. You have so many features to secure your account that it takes an effort to make it vulnerable in the first place. Like I'm talking 2-factor authentication, fully encrypted user data, and message scans to make sure they're free of malware. You also get single sign-on features that let you set up and sign into your account with just one account rather than having to remember a ton of passwords. And the session timeout feature makes sure that you never accidentally leave your account logged in. Verified freelancer identities and payment methods also went a long way towards giving me peace of mind. I mean, I've hired freelancers before, but I'm still usually worried that I'll get scammed in some way. With security features like these, I basically had nothing to worry about. Now, Guru also brings some solid security features to the table, like identity verification similar to Upwork. Basic features like HTTPS encryption and account security questions are also available. And the platform's payment processing is compliant with PCI protocols, which adds an extra layer of security. But if I'm being totally honest, Guru didn't measure up to Upwork in terms of security. That's mostly because of Upwork's dispute resolution team, which Guru happened to forget about when drafting its own security protocols. Upwork's support team is always ready to step in and resolve disputes regarding escrow or how many hours the freelancer worked. And they can also help you out if your worker suddenly becomes unresponsive, which is very helpful. Over on Guru, you'll either have to handle the dispute yourself or escalate it to arbitration. I personally had to deal with that on Guru, and let me tell you, it was not a fun process. I wish Guru took a leaf out of Upwork's playbook here, but I will say that the basic security features they provide are enough to make you feel safe while using the platform. All things considered, Upwork gets another 5 out of 5 here, and Guru gets a 3. Their scores are now 13 and 12 respectively. Finally, there are a few extra features I'd like to talk about to round this video off. I've already mentioned freelancer identity verification on Upwork and the dispute support team, but Upwork helps you reward good work as well. You can do this by making optional bonus payments, and if you want a more convenient payment plan, you can opt for weekly payment distributions as well. Upwork Enterprise also offers a much more streamlined experience for larger businesses. So if that's something you're looking for, you'll be well set with this freelancing platform. Also, the fact that Upwork has a mobile app is pretty great because it means that I can post jobs, check in with freelancers, and go over new proposals no matter where I am. Guru, on the other hand, doesn't have a mobile app. That's a bit of a letdown because I really missed this level of convenience whenever I was using it. They do have an enterprise version that can be great for big businesses though, so no points will be lost there. And the freelancer favorites list was an awesome touch. I was able to make a list of freelancers who did an especially good job so that I could hire them again later, which made things a lot easier on my end. But at the end of the day, it's safe to say Upwork deserves more points, 4 to be exact. Guru gets another 3 out of 5 because I felt like they could have added a few more extra features to sweeten the pot. In the end, Upwork is my choice with a final score of 17 out of 20. The solid security features coupled with a huge variety of freelancer types made it the clear winner in my opinion. Although I do think that Guru did a pretty solid job as well. They're both excellent platforms, but Upwork managed to come out on top with an extremely reliable talent pool. And those extra features certainly didn't hurt either. Guru's final score of 15 out of 20 just goes to show that it's no slouch in the freelance platform game either. Also, if you haven't signed up for Upwork yet, you can use the link down below to get $50 applied to your account when you make your first hire. So what do you think? Will you give Upwork a Guru a try? Let me know about your experience if you do. But that's all for now, and I'll see y'all in the next one.